a lot of people are reading into this tweet here from Errol Spence, the truth, saying he needs a fight. You got Louis Collazo saying he's ready for the fight. Hopefully it ain't Louis Collazo against Errol Spence. No disrespect to Louis, but there's 10, 20, 30, 40 other fighters probably in the welterweight division who people would rather see in the ring against the truth other than Louis Collazo. So, yeah, no disrespect. But Louis had his day. He's fought top fighters before. And he's probably coming towards the end of his career. But why people are talking about this tweet is because they're assuming that this means Errol Spence is maybe a little frustrated that he's not being kept active. And perhaps he is. This is somebody who I think Eddie Hearn might have approached with a view to signing him. Because as far as I'm aware, Errol Spence doesn't have a promotional contract. He's got an advisory contract with Al Heyman, but no promotional contract. So he may well be a free agent. I know, I mean, it goes without saying, Eddie Hearn is very interested. But if Errol Spence is frustrated that he's not fighting more frequently, will he start to think about those offers from Eddie Hearn? Is that what he's going to start thinking about now? Because obviously he's got a whole heap of people around him, all Heyman's people, who are telling him, don't sign with Eddie Hearn. I mean, he's got the Charlos as well, right? The Charlos have turned Eddie Hearn down. One of them at least has turned Hearn down. Said that Hearn's offer to them was matched. And Errol Spence is from Texas, just like the Charlos. He hangs around with the Charlos. So they're probably telling him, nah, don't sign with Hearn. And we've seen Errol Spence kind of get caught up in that little clique there, that little group with the Charlos and Broner and Tank Davis. He was hanging around those guys a few weeks ago, looking a little worse for wear. Looking like he'd been on the sauce. And by the sauce, I'm talking about alcohol, right? That's how he looked like to me. Not the kind of condition you want to see him. He looked very heavy as well. He looked bloated. So, yeah, I wonder whether he's thinking about the Eddie Hearn offer, especially if Eddie Hearn starts to put on some good shows. The show the other night was pretty good with Beterbiev and all those people there. It was pretty good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Let's just put it that way, because when that show was announced, I said that's a weak show. But the way it turned, I mean, on paper, there was no real significant fights on there. Yeah. But the way it turned out, it did turn out to be an entertaining night of boxing. Let's be real. It did turn out to be entertaining. But in terms of how significant the fights were on there, nothing was very significant on paper. Beterbiev versus Johnson was supposed to be a routine defense. Vargas against Delorme was like a shoulder shrugger. You understand what I'm saying? So it was what it was, but there were some pretty entertaining fights on there. But if Eddie Hearn builds on that and starts putting on better and better cards and starts creating a buzz around these DAZN shows, you might see people like Errol Spence do a 180 and actually say, you know what, I'm going to have to sign with this Hearn guy. With that being said, Al Heyman did do a deal with Showtime and Fox to get more dates for his fighters to fight more regularly. So we'll see if Errol Spence is frustrated. Perhaps he won't have to wait long for these new Showtime and Fox dates to start. And he can get out there hopefully. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I've always been a believer in Errol Spence. I think he is the truth. But inactivity and blowing up in weight and being out on the town, drinking and all this kind of stuff is making me question my initial assessment of Errol Spence. All the stuff I said about him previously, I stand by, but in terms of moving forward, can he sustain what he previously had? Given the inactivity and maybe not living the athlete's life that he should be living, that he was previously living, Yeah, let me know how you feel, people. It's Satman, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.